So, speaking of pupils who need to watch their back, I'd like to introduce James McGuire. Show yourself, please, James. James will be the first ever boy to study here at Our Lady Immaculate College. He was due to start at Christian Brother Boys, but there were serious concerns for his safety because, well, unfortunately, James happens to be English.
Oh boy, I have been watching the most delightful show on Netflix. And the reason why I say it's the most delightful show is because it's very British, but it's very funny. The show is called Dairy Girls. This is spelled dairy, D-E-R-R-Y, not dairy as in the stuff you drink from cows. It's a British teen sitcom created and written by Lisa McGee, and she is actually a former resident of Ireland herself. The series takes place during the 90s, and the reason why I bring this up is because in Northern Ireland, right, which is where Derry is located, in Northern Ireland during the 1990s, or I guess I should say the 1960s to the 1990s, it was called the Troubles, is because a lot of stuff was happening specifically because it was just...
Oh, sure, there's all sorts wafting about in their neck of the woods. Sister.
Lovely job so far, Seamus, but you know, keep it moving. Rawhide's on in 15 minutes. Now!
The Northern Ireland peace process involved events leading up to the 1984 Provisional Irish Republic Army ceasefire at the end of the most violent of... like those violent period of the Troubles is the Good Friday Agreement of 1998, and that's all well and good. The reason why I'm saying this is the most delightful series is because this sitcom series follows the main characters, right, and all their shenaniganry while all of this
fuck me. I like your shiny hair.
So do I. I really like your shiny hair.
the Troubles is happening. Legitimately, in the first episode, they are concerned is because they are told point blank there is a bomb on a bridge that they all take to get to a certain place, and they're told they're going to have to take the long way around. They don't care about the bomb. They care about the fact that it's the first day back at school. They care about the fact that this bridge being out means they have to take the long way around. They don't care about the backdrop of the troubles happening in their lives. They can't, because the series isn't about...
Oh, killing nuns now, is it?
I didn't, Daddy!
You wait until your mother hears about this.
You know, the troubles. It's about... Well, the series is about Erin Quinn, her cousin Orla, their friends Clara, Michelle, and Michelle's cousin, who is from England, named James, as they navigate their teenage years during the end of the Troubles in Derry, and they all attend a girls' Catholic school. And the reason why this is funny is because James is a boy.
How daunting reset examinations can be. So if anyone is feeling anxious or worried, or even if you just want to chat, please do not come crying to me.
But they put James in the girls' Catholic schools because they were so worried that if they sent him to the boys' Catholic school, he was going to get beat up. And the reason why this is funny is because everybody in town constantly says, is it because it's the English thing? No. Is it because it's the gay thing? I'm not gay. He literally says this all the time in this series. I'm not gay. Now, this is just his protest, and we're never shown if that's true or not, but it is hilarious is because in this first episode that I'm specifically talking about that just sets up the series, he keeps having to go to the bathroom extraordinarily bad. Just, he has to pee so bad. And he can't go is because there are no boys' bathroom at an all-girls school. So he legitimately asks one of the sisters, Sister Michelle.
Yeah.
Sister Michael, can I just quickly ask, since there's no male student toilets on the premises, am I permitted to use the staff ones?
Absolutely not.
Since I can't go in the girls' bathroom because I am a boy, is there a way for me to go to the faculty lounge to pee? And straight up, Michelle looks at him and goes, no. It just goes from there. It's setting up the tone of the show really quickly. Yes, the Troubles were happening while all of this was going on, but the Troubles isn't the main focus of what is happening. The main focus of what is happening is twofold. It is telling you that, yes, was this very big, important historical event going on, and was it very important to Northern Ireland and all of this other stuff. Yeah. But the people who weren't part of the struggle, who were just trying to live their lives while all of this was going on, that was still a thing. I think that's a thing that most people forget. Yes, during all of this horrible times and trials and tribulations, there are just people doing their best to live their lives. And just for good measure, I want to make it really clear why this is important. You can write, right, because I'm a writer, so I'm bringing this up. You can write about a time in history, even if you weren't specifically a part of it. The woman who did write this series, though, Lisa McGee, was part of it, but it's not an autobiography. She just has a first-hand account, but follow me on this. You can write about an event in history that was happening and all of this stuff was going on, and then your main characters are just teenagers dealing with teenage shenanigans and all that bull honky, because of course they are. Because the point of the series isn't about, or even the book, it isn't about the backdrop of all this other stuff that's happening. The story is about your main character and what the hell they were going through while all of this is happening. It's not to say, you know, how dare you put this as a backdrop for this important event and then we don't get to follow this important event. Did you ever stop to think that there are people who've lived through multiple important events in their lives that were realistically just, you were there, you kind of remember it, but it wasn't a major factor in your life, therefore it is background noise. It's just there. Spoiler alert, I was born in the year 1993. I know, I am savagely old. The reason why I bring this up, I was there for Y2K. Now the reason why I say this is because during this event in history, everybody thought that in 1999, when the new year came to switch over to the year 2000, something horrible was going to happen. Basically an end of the world event. I remember my mother packing me up into the car and driving us all around town looking for water. And the reason why I remember this is because the first store we went to, she was so aggravated. Her exact wording was, "What the hell are we gonna do with all this sparkling water? It isn't clean drinking water, it's got carbon in it. That's not good for you." We went to 4 different stores, and this sentiment followed every single store that didn't have bottled water. Now, but you were 6 when this happened, Hella. Why would you remember just that specifically? Because it was so funny to me. It has followed me through into my adulthood that was what made her mad. It wasn't that we couldn't find any water. It was just only sparkling water. And she was so aggravated because what is sparkling water going to do if we run out of fresh drinking water? Which, you know what? That's hilarious. It really is. This isn't to say that she was a crazy lady. She still bought that water. It's just, that was such a funny moment in time. Now, I have a friend, right? Admiral Paco. He's here on YouTube too. We were talking about this because Paco is significantly older than me. He was a teenager, which means he has more concrete memories of this. And he was like, "That's all you remember about it?" I was like, "What do you remember?" He went into this whole big spiel about everything he remembered. And I was like, yeah, no, I just remember sparkling water. That's all I recall of it. Which is why I think I like Dairy Girls so much, even though I went on that tangent. I like Dairy Girls is because, yes, the troubles are happening while you're watching this show. They are continuous background bits that you absolutely have to remember are a thing. But it's not like it is the most important thing. Actually, in the first episode of the series, they make fun is because they say they won't expel us on the first day of school. They won't even expel some girl's name. And the reason why they're like, well, it might also be because she's a member of the IRA, and they all go, yeah, okay. You come to find out later in the series when they actually meet this girl, because they were like, oh man, we thought that you were like a member of the IRA and all this other stuff. She looks at them and she goes, no, I said I wanted to move to America and become a member of the IRS. And all of them immediately feel really stupid. And I'm like, through a quirk of language and the fact that nobody double checked with this one girl specifically, they all just assumed that was real. And nobody ever double checked if that was correct or not. That's what I'm talking about. This show is hilarious. It's amazing. It's unbelievably cute. And throughout, well, You've seen it. Throughout this video, I just keep putting in Sister Michelle from Dairy Girls. And I just... because it is that funny. The thing I really want to hammer in home, though, is that this is an era where this is happening. This is happening to these young people in real time. But because they are so focused on their own lives, you too get sucked into all of their wacky shenanigans that even though the troubles are happening in the background, you begin to look at this extreme period in time like they do. It's happening. I'm aware it's happening. I really don't care. I've got more things to worry about, like impressing the boy who doesn't notice me, passing this test, pretending to see a Virgin Mary statue cry to get out of an exam we totally didn't study for. You know, regular teenage shit. It works. It's hilarious. It is the funniest show I think I've ever seen, and I would implore anybody, if you have Netflix, or you know somebody who's willing to give their Netflix information, go watch this. It is hilariously the best thing ever. And it's really good writing, even though it's shenanigans and it's a sitcom. At the end of the day, it is super hilarious because of just how outrageous it is. Realistically, that's all I've got. It's a good show. You guys should totally check it out. Big shout out to the patrons, the subscribers, all the new people who've shown up and are hopefully listening to this. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you later. Bye!
Paris. If you need any further information, there is a stall in the foyer. Sadly, I am unable to come on this one as I despise the French.